Hi everyone, it is Marie here from Skeins, and it is certainly saying something when I have to do my video tucked down in the dispatch area here, because this is the quietest place I can find. There's building and construction which is going on around here at the moment, which is driving us all crazy, and it is happening right underneath my office, which means that it's super loud, and essentially nobody can hear anything. And I'm actually going to move this up so hopefully you can actually, there we go, that's better, hear me a little bit better. Right, aha, that's better. Alrighty, so I wanted to, it's a new month. I mean, who thunk it? 2nd of May, yesterday was May 1st obviously, and it was also the day that Middles Nights registrations opened, and I spent pretty much the best part of yesterday going through and organising those registrations and made sure everything went as smoothly as I possibly could, and for the most part it did, so I'm really thrilled about that. There are still some spaces available, and there are some still incredible class spaces available, so I want to make sure that if you haven't yet registered, you do want to get on there and see if you can pick up some of those classes, and I'll be sending an email out about that probably early next week. But what I did want to do, more importantly, is to let you know about our new theme this month, and also draw those winners that we had from last month. And we had an incredible prize draw last month. We were drawing the beautiful alpaca brushed blankets, which are going to be launched in store very soon. Now those blankets are worth actually standard retail $199. Our Skeins retail is $149, and we are giving away 5 of those blankets. And I have drawn those out. So we gave away 1 in the shop, for if you were shopping in store, 1 for everyone that shopped with me at Creative Fibre Festival, and I'll talk about that a little later on, and 3 for those who posted on our Skeins Speakeasy under the theme Winter is Coming. And interestingly enough, this has been the busiest theme ever. More posts than we've ever had before, which has just been incredible. So congratulations to all of you for making that so fantastic. It has been so wonderful to see all those posts on there and all the work that you've been doing, which has just been brilliant. But I do have 3 winners. So those winners are in the shop, Chris Speakman. From the Creative Fibre Festival was Joan Miller, and online in the Speakeasy were Arawa Dean, Justine Marsden and Carolyn Martin. So I've reached out to everybody, and I'm just gathering your details up to get those blankets out to you wherever you may be. So congratulations. This month's theme, if you haven't seen it already over in the Speakeasy, is free love. And I wanted to do something that is, again, had loads of scope with it, but what actually inspired it was one of the projects that I've been seeing posted a lot lately, and it is this one here. And of course I've just realised that I am on my phone, so everything's going to reverse out, so I'm going to put it. But it is the Close to You shawl by Justina Lakowska. Now this shawl, loads of you have posted this shawl, and it is such a brilliant, beautiful shawl, and it's free. And I think that's, it's been incredibly popular, a garter stitched shawl done in a 4-ply, and she's gone and designed it for essentially those 100-gram skeins of often indie or artisan dyed yarn that you have in your stash, and you think, well, what am I going to make with it? And this pattern she's written in such a way that it's fully adjustable, so you can adjust it up or down with your needles or your yarn or whatever it is that you may use. And I noticed loads of you were actually knitting this using some of your stash yarns or some of your epic sale yarns. So that's what has inspired this month's theme. So I thought, well, let's do a theme where the patterns and the projects that we post have come from free patterns, but even more than that, if you post up the link of where you got that free pattern on Ravelry or blog or where have you, or whether it's freely available like a leaflet that can be picked up or downloaded, or it's a book that's particularly popular and available from a local library, it just is a way for sharing that inspiration and allowing us all to access really fantastic patterns and introduce ourselves to new designers, because that's what a lot of designers do, is create a lot of these patterns to actually give you a taste of some of the magic that they can create. And it's a really, really, really good way to discover a new designer. And in the case of close to you, if you've got Sock-Mortician Edition, 3 balls of that would make a stunning close to you. So would Bohemia Sport. If you wanted to upsize it, the Bohemia Worsted, so these guys here that we've got on sale, or the new Gothic, 2 to 3 balls of that on a larger needle size would actually give you a really good wrapping shawl, as opposed to just a smaller scarf. Or these variegateds, if you've got any of these prints rolling around from the sale, whether it be the Magic Garden or the Waikiwi, or any of them, and even those the baby prints, if you're wanting to do something like that, that close to you shawl works really well with a printed yarn or something with a monochrome or a little bit different. So that's close to you, Justine Lukoska. So I'm going to pop, as I usually do, all the links for these patterns I'll talk about in the comments, so don't panic too much about that. So that is, I think, a great idea for the free love. The other one that I mentioned before, and I actually sent it out last week, where have I put it? There it is, sitting in my hot little lap, is I popped out in the newsletter the other day, the rib bee cowl that I'd made, which I just absolutely love. Well, this guy is free, and I'm actually, in fact, loving it so much that I'm doing myself another one in some leftover Gothic, which I had in my stash. That is a great free pattern, particularly if you're looking for something quick and easy to zing up your wardrobe. And as I mentioned before, or actually, just getting back to the rib bee, if you need to find the rib bee, and I'm going to pop it in the comments, but if you go to Ravelry and you have a look at my profile, which is Busque, B-U-S-C-K-E, I do have some patterns there, not a huge number. All of my patterns are free. I choose not to charge for them, so that's just because I am the world's worst tech editor, and I don't really want to take money from anybody in case I make mistakes, because I do. And 2, it's my way of basically giving back. So if you're looking for some free patterns, do jump on there. I don't have many, but they're all there and they're all free. Now, I mentioned before, many designers, a way to get introduced to them is by downloading one of their free patterns and actually sampling it and trying it and loving it. And the case was never more true for me many, many years ago, when I came across a pattern which back then used to be called Oriental Lily. It is now just called Lily. And this was the very first project that I ever knitted using circular needles. And it's this guy here. There we go. That's one that I knitted actually for my niece. And this is written by Georgie Nicholson. And this is how I first found out about the wonderful Georgie, aka Tiki Knits. And Lily is a brilliant pattern because it's knitted flat to begin with, and then you join it just here in the round, and so the circumference here is actually quite a decent sized diameter. So it means that if you've never knitted in the round before, you're not actually having to jam everything on into double pointed needles, and you actually get to do that skirt first to actually get yourself nice and used to it before you go back to jumping into the sleeves onto a smaller circumference. And it's a quick, easy, satisfying thing to knit. Absolutely gorgeous, and it is free. So if you go to Georgie's Ravelry page, you'll be able to download that. It is now just called Lily, after her daughter, and it's sized from sizes newborn all the way through to 10 years old. So if you've got anyone that you want to knit for is a really sort of almost Japanese oriental inspired little dress, it is just absolutely brilliant. And I knitted oodles of these for gifts when I was doing lots of baby knitting many years ago, so I would definitely recommend that. Another one which I have shown you before, and I knitted at the end of last year, is this one here, Hello Tourist, by Wonderlanding. And that one there I knitted in the Pearl Tiari, and that was Polar and Orb. If you've got some of this in your stash, absolutely fantastic. Doesn't need to be the yellow and the white. I mean, I've just done the yellow and the white, but this would look fantastic with any form of strong colour and contrast. I have, at the moment, I've got this I'm really crushing on the Black Cherry and Albertine at the moment as a winter colour. Just so loving it. It's this really rich, intense berry colour. Oh, in fact, look, haha, completely forgot I was wearing this, which is that berry colour there. That's the Black Cherry. Well, see, as you can see, just wearing this with the stripes, that Wonderlanding would look amazing in any of those colours, including the Midnight Sun with that white contrast, or even this Silver Plover. So this is brilliant. It's 8 balls of the main colour, 2 of the contrast, and you still have it. Not enough to do all the tassels, but I just did 3, and trust me, 3 tassels is enough. And that was actually a really enjoyable thing to knit. It was one of lovely winter knitting, you know, just nice relaxing winter knitting. So thoroughly enjoyed that. And the other pattern I wanted to show you, again, we've had this one around the traps for a while. This was one that was designed for us back when we used to have Burlesque by Rhiannon McCulloch, which is our burlesque shawl. And I've seen a couple of these pop up on the Speakeasy recently, which is why I thought I'd throw it up there. And it takes 2 balls of DK of each colour. And, you know, just looking at that with the gold and the purple, we'll see again the Black Cherry and the Midnight Sun and Albertine would look incredible in that. But I mean, we've got all the colours, the Urban Deluxe, there's so much to choose from. It would be 1 ball each of the Bohemia that we've got on special at the moment. The Royal and the purple and that with the Transients would look amazing. So again, I've knitted a couple of these myself. Really satisfying thing to knit. Good introduction to triangular shawls if you've never knitted a triangular shawl. It's a good one to start with. Once you get down to that lace portion at the bottom, you don't actually have to go that lacy if you don't want to. You can just sort of keep going out and just keep it completely plain. But it's a really nice template there. But that is another really good freebie as well. So there's plenty there to choose from, and I know that you will have your favourite freebies that you knit, and we want to hear about them. We want to see them. Doesn't matter if you've already knitted that project. If it's something that you've already got completed in your wardrobe, show us. It's all about sharing the knowledge and seeing what is actually out there and enjoying it. I haven't actually figured out a price for this month yet, but I'm actually thinking lots of little things this time round. I think will be loads of fun. So I've got a sneaking suspicion there might be a few rib bee kits and a few other bits and pieces that might get pulled together for this, but I'm going to wait until my Claire gets back. She's away, she's been away a couple of days, so I need to get my right arm back in my brain so we can figure out what we're going to do. But it's going to be fun. I just know it's going to be loads and loads and loads of fun. What else did I have to tell you? I did have, oh yes, Gothic on the topic, sitting here and looking at some Gothic. Gothic, wow, the launch from Gothic was amazing, absolutely amazing. The colours are just simply divine, and Libby Johnson, Truly Myrtle's henna was published on the same day as the Gothic launch, which is this beautiful, rich, high-necked collared jumper, but also you can have modifications as well. Now, we have sold out of the Jekyll, which is the colour that the project was knitted in. However, an order has been placed, and in fact it is imminent. So hopefully we've actually did a huge outlaw order which was placed on Monday. So hopefully that will be turning up any day now, and all of those outlaw stocks will be replenished for you. So you should be able to get some more of that. Also remember, we do have the last of those outlaws discontinued colours in the sale as well, so do definitely make sure you snap those up before they all disappear, because that could be another really good option for you for that sweater if you can't quite afford to do the new Gothic. Picking up one of those discontinued colours. I mean, I saw Libby posted, I think, one in Fog, which if you are an outlaw fan will know Fog is the biggest selling colour that Debs has, but the transients, which is that really beautiful duck egg blue, we do have that colour on the sale, and that henna sweater in that transients will look incredible. Also in the royal, which is that lush rich deep purple, which will be a brilliant colour for this winter, and I'm seeing a lot of purple come back this winter. So Nat Matthews, I know you're watching. I mean, I know you say that purple has never gone out of style, but it just means that your good taste is now coming back round. I am seeing on all the colour work coming through at the moment from overseas, purple is definitely going to be one of the big colours moving through for this winter. So definitely do snap up some of that before it's all gone. The other thing too with Gothic is I was down at Creative Fibre Festival, and I popped this out in the email, but I do have to put out a huge big thank you to the team down in Manawatu from the Creative Fibre team and the National Board for Creative Fibre. They put on a wonderful 50th year anniversary. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. I had a great time meeting everybody down there. It was a really lovely energy. The exhibitions were it's just amazing to see what people can do. And if you've never had a chance to get along to any of the Creative Fibre events, you don't need to be a member. They often have exhibitions, or they're open to the public, and the inspiration really is quite amazing. And for me, I came, even though I worked frantically the whole time I was down there, oh look, I've got a friend, I came home incredibly inspired. Oh, there we go, look, I can't win today. And it was great, so definitely well worth that. And the next Creative Fibre event that I'm attending is Woolfest in Auckland, which is at the QMU Showgrounds on the 25th, if I'm not mistaken. It's a Saturday. That is mammoth. I think there's around 70 traders, of which we're one. And in fact, Deb and I from Outlaw are going up there and doing our wonderful little tag team thing that we like to do from time to time, and she will have Gothic, and we'll have a whole, in fact her and I were talking, we're going to have a whole bunch of wonderful things there to show you. And in fact I tell you what I will have is a brand new yarn to show you at Woolfest. The first 3 colours have just come through and they are utterly divine. I am so excited about it. So I hope to have that. Last but not least, restocks. That was my number one hot burning question while I was away on the weekend. And the first question was, when is the Southlander Sport coming back in? I can tell you it started dyeing yesterday, so we will see all of those colours, and they're what we call batch bulk dyeing, so it means that they're dyeing not only the Sport but also the DK and the 12 ply, because we're pretty much covered across the board out of stock. They are batch dyeing, and that started yesterday, so all of those colours will start filtering through in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So I'm hoping by the end of the month we will pretty much be all restocked. Oatmeal is not far away at all. That's just being bulked, and then it needs to go to balling. So oatmeal, so Southlander, hopefully, well, it should be in the next couple of weeks really starting to replenish. Merino Soft White, which is the other one we've been asked for a lot at the minute, that is the same. That has actually already been bleached, and it is coming along its way. So we're just waiting for it to head through into finishing. So that should not be too far away at all. And then all the other colours, so there's Orbs, there's Albertines, there's everything that is in the system. So they're just starting to, we're starting to see those colours now starting to come through from when the sale was moved through. So please do be patient, they are coming, I promise, I promise, I promise. So on that note, I'm going to stop talking now because I'm heading down here. I've just seen Claire's just checked in, so she'll be thinking, why is Marie sitting in my corner on my chair and invading my space? It's because it's as quiet as I can get it down here, and I actually quite like it, Claire. I quite like it, you know. This is quite good. I like hiding down here in this corner. No one can find me. It's fantastic. Anyway, have a great weekend. Yeah, hello darling, how are you? Have a really good weekend. Get your stitching, and I want to see what your favourite free patterns are, and I will get my act together, and hopefully I'll whip out a little email to everybody today as well, if I get a chance. I'll see how it goes. But failing that, have a great weekend. I'll talk to you again next week, and have fun, stay safe, stay warm.